Hello, welcome to another thought provoking episode on the Dream Podcast, where we dive into cultures and we also see the trends that shape our generation. I am your host, Emmanuel Shein Megari, and with me
Patience, John.
today we'll be discussing a very sensitive but necessary topic. And this topic has to do with discipline then and dialogue now. You see, back in the day, our parents were fond of discipline. I mean, the cane, the punishments, and all of that. But in this generation, a lot of things have changed. We no longer see it as wise to discipline a child with the cane. So we now subscribe to conversations, therapy, and the trends that are happening. So we want to look into this and understand, did our parents really maltreated us, or they actually were being effective? So to help us understand this mystery, I have some guests with me in the house. With me is Miss Kimbers, and I have Mr. Everest. Thank you guys for coming on the show.
Thank you for having us.
You're all welcome. So, Mr. Everest, looking back, do you think the harsh discipline method our parents used were necessary, or could they have been handled it differently?
Yeah. Well, thank you for this opportunity and thank you for that question. The word harsh there, if I'm actually going to go by that word, I would say all things being equal. Or let me relate the word harsh to probably the use of cane. Let me view it from that direction. The use of cane, rod, ROD, right? So if I'm going by that direction, I don't think our parents were being harsh on us. I don't think they were being harsh for us because it's actually a necessity and it's very, very okay. The only thing that I think they could have done better is using the rod and also doing the talking, the dialogue as well.
Okay.
Yes, but overall, I don't think the use of the rod, which I am actually putting it or viewing it as the harsh discipline there, I don't really see anything wrong with that because discipline itself is both the talking and the punishment as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Speaking about that, Miss Kim, do you think that parenting of nowadays, which has to do with the dialogue, the understanding, and the therapy, do you think that method is producing more responsible children or loose children these days?
Um, I would say loose children,
Oh,
more
okay.
of loose children because if when we were growing up,
Yeah,
our parents were strict.
yeah.
Like okay, me personally, I would say my mom. I would use my mom as an example. My mom was not actually strict to us. She was a friend, and at the same time, she know where to draw the line.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
I personally, I was a little bit scared of my mom. I was not scared of my dad like that.
Oh.
Because my dad, ever since I grew up till now, my dad have never raised his hand on me. But me, I was the stubborn one among all my siblings.
You look it.
I was the stubborn one
Yeah,
among all my
you do.
siblings. I remember how my mom would say, why am I different from all our children? Because I'm always giving her a tough time, while growing up and everything. But at the same time, she was my best friend. I could actually tell her anything.
Oh,
I could actually tell her anything.
That's
At the same
lovely.
time, she disciplined me and then she drew me closer. You can do both. You can discipline your children and then you can support them emotionally.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
So I feel like in most cases of nowadays, you see most children, they don't even have respect. They don't have respect. They talk to elders anyhow. They don't have courtesy. I would say courtesy. They don't have courtesy because of how their parents trained them. Their parents give them the leverage to to do whatever thing they want to do. They'll say, "Yeah, this child is this. She's still small. She's too small. She's still a child. Just allow her. With time, she's going to get over it."
And that extends to even people outside.
Outside, yes.
Yeah.
And then you get to, because the moment you just leave them to do whatever thing they want to do. I was watching a video, I think on TikTok. This it was a white child. She went to a supermarket, and then she was just breaking things. And then the mom came. The security there was saying, "Stop breaking this! Stop breaking it! Why are you breaking? You're going to pay for it. Where's your mom? You're going to pay for this." And the mom came. The mom was like, "Stop shouting at my child! You're trying to traumatize her." Blah 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 blah. She was just talking.
Oh, boy.
And in my head, I was like, "She need a therapy. Therapy what? Come to Africa. We're going to slap that therapy out of you. Are you okay?" Like, what's going on? She just need one slap.
May she
and then
come
her head
meet-
will just reboot.
May she come meet my mama. We come out from Zumunta.
Seriously. So I think that they are giving children of nowadays leverage to just do whatever thing they want to do,
Yeah.
because they are using this thing that, okay, she's still a child, she's still growing up. Like my niece, I don't beat my niece, but if I tell her stop it, I will slap you. Sometimes she'll say, "You will slap me, you will slap me." But if I slap her, the whole of that day she'll sit down. She will not do anything. So I know when to play with her, and I know when to draw her close.
Yeah.
So I feel like we should not just the person need no therapy. Sometimes it's not a therapy. Sometimes we need to undo them with our hand, and then their head will reset.
Andula. Well done. No.
Mr. Everest,
Yeah.
many people say children of today no longer fear or respect elders because talking has replaced discipline. Do you think that's true?
Yeah, it's very true. It's very true. Now, let me come from this direction as well. Now, in as much as initially I said that the harsh method of discipline, use of cane, is not wrong at all. There are exceptions to that. We have situations in which harsh discipline was done in such an unpleasant manner. Let's say, for instance, a child does something that is wrong and you smack him. You understand? That's too extreme and it's very harsh. You smack the child, or maybe you just access anything close to you, like a chair, you stone the child. We have parents that do that back then. Or maybe if a stone is close to you, you stone the child.
Hallelujah.
You understand? So what
relate.
that does to a child is it traumatizes the child. You understand? But then discipline itself is supposed to be intentional. Even if you're flogging a child, you're using the rod, a cane on a child, it's supposed to be intentional. It's supposed to be intentional. It's supposed to be deliberate. And you don't do it when you are angry. That's why I said it's supposed to be intentional. You don't do it when you are angry. You understand? So you make it an intentional thing when you're at your calm stage. You let the child know that I am doing this thing and it's intentional. But using punishment usually comes after teaching is done.
Yeah.
You teach the child, this and this is wrong. Don't do this, don't do this, don't do that. So when the child breaks those rules,
You punish.
you punish the child. And it's very okay. Now, in our modern era now, talking has replaced punishment. Talking has replaced punishment. Now, parents are actually restricting to just the talking. And there are stages when it comes to the development of a child. In child's development, there are stages. Now, when a child is within the, let's say, 0 to around 12 years or so, the child doesn't really have this sense of self in him, where he will be able to take measured decisions for himself.
Okay.
You understand? So in this stage, you see the use of punishment is very good. It's very key. You understand?
Yeah.
Because after teaching the child, and when he goes wrong, you punish him, it speaks to his mind that next time if I do something of this nature, I would be punished.
Yeah.
And punishment sometimes comes with pain, you understand? So it puts in him that fear of that pain. Notwithstanding, you are also telling him the reason why he shouldn't do that particular thing.
Yeah.
So talking and the punishment should go hand in hand. But now that talking has replaced, dialogue has replaced punishment,
Discipline.
has replaced discipline itself. So children now, they begin to see themselves as, should I say, equals, even with people that are older than them.
Yes, true.
You understand? They feel they can address anybody, they feel entitled. It is my right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is my right. So who is he? I can talk to him and nothing will happen. I can talk to this person and nothing will happen. And this issue is foundational.
Yeah.
It's foundational.
They call it audacity.
Yes, it's foundational because when the child is growing up, punishment was taken out of it. And it's basically dialogue. So when the child grows to the stage where he, he's to take measured decisions for himself, like he's, in a way, like owns his life at that point, it's really messy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Miss Kim, while growing up, you see, some parents believe in the method spare the rod and spoil the child. So do you still think that, looking at the modern day parenting, do you think that method is still applicable?
Yeah, not really.
Okay.
I think few still use that old method, but some don't. Most people don't even use the method.
Most people.
I hear some mom or some dad say, it's not good for you to beat your child. I think it's better for you to just talk to them. But I feel like talking does not do justice most times.
True.
Because children are very stubborn. You might tell them, stop doing this, or you would even talk to them with love, with everything. But sometimes you just see that they'll just go out of the way to do things that will provoke you. So you just need to correct them by beating them. Sometimes, like my elder sister, she does not beat her children. She punishes them. And most times, if they do something and then they maybe the mom is not around and then they do something, they tell them their mom is coming, they'll start crying. They'll just go and ride machine. They'll just before the mom will even come, they will start riding machine because they know that's the punishment the mom will give them. So I feel like you not punishing your children, thinking, okay, talking to them will do justice. It will not do justice to them because most of them, you need to handle them with iron hand, just like the way our parents handle us with iron hand. Because most of us, if they don't really beat us when we dey small, we not go really be who we be today.
True.
You understand?
True.
So we need to. I'm not saying everything you beat your children, everything you beat, because some parents are like that, and then they traumatize their children. When they grow up, they lose self-confidence in themselves. That there are some homes that the moment the father walk in, the children are scared of the father or stuff like that. It's not everything you beat your child, but when it's necessary, you need to. When it's necessary, and if you're beating them, you tell them, because you did this thing, that's why I'm beating you. Because of this thing, that's why don't just beat them. Small thing, if your child shouts, you slap them. No, when it's necessary, you beat them.
Beautiful.
That's good. Mr. Everest.
Yeah.
Can discipline and dialogue work together, or it must be one?
Very well, very well. I'm actually of the opinion that the two should work together. Now, the Bible say, like for some of us in the Christian faith, the Bible said there's this passage, I think Proverbs 22:15 also says something like, foolishness is bound in the heart of a child, but the rod of correction, something takes it away from him. So even the Bible recognizes punishment.
The rod of correction.
You understand? The Bible itself recognizes that. And even in our society, aside the moral standards that we have, you understand, the Bible is another guide. You understand that some of these moral societal standards we have has its basis on, irrespective of the faith. You understand? Yeah. So foolishness is bound in the heart of the child. So punishment, the place of punishment, is very, very important. The only situation in which we can, exception to that is if punishment is done wrongly, like I said initially. If it is done wrongly, if it is not intentional, if it is not done from the place of love, you understand, then it becomes a problem. What we begin to raise is breed of children that are traumatized, that will be having low self-esteem.
Yeah.
You understand? When I was growing up, I am privileged to come from a family in which both the punishment and the talking was done. My mom, she's the one that she does the punishment. You understand? She does the punishment, while my dad does more of the talking and less of the punishment. Mom does more of punishment and less of the talking. So it's in a way balanced. And never for once have I maybe felt traumatized by punishment because it was intentional. Yeah. When I go wrong, or when I do something that is wrong, they will call you, come and kneel down here. This particular thing, we warned you about this thing, but you went ahead to do this thing. So I'm going to flog you 10 strokes of cane.
Go.
Sometimes when they are even teaching you when they are teaching you, they tell you to name the punishment they would give you if you violate that particular rule. You set the standard for yourself. So they will hold you by that particular standard of punishment, you understand? And they do it, you understand? And most of the time, sometimes they flog me. It's not like it's really painful. But because I know that it's flogging, and you understand, and I would not, on the norms, I would not want my parents to flog me. So the intent, the perception about flogging, punishment, makes me cry. It's not like it's actually painful, but like I feel disappointed. You understand? So after which, dad will call you and do the talking. This thing is actually wrong, is actually bad. So for us to produce emotionally stable children and responsible children in the society, punishment and the dialogue should go hand in hand, especially when a child is within that 0 to 12 to 13 age. Punishment is very important. I used to have a teacher then when I was in secondary school. He doesn't punish, he doesn't use cane on students from SS1 to 3. He talks to them. He talks to you. He's always patient to talk to you. That's Mr. Kambai. I will not forget this man. But when you violate any of those rules, when you do something wrong, he flogs you mercilessly. That's him. But any child that is, from all these nursery to maybe JSS3, you do anything wrong, he flogs you. He doesn't even think it's twice. So punishment and dialogue can go hand in hand, and I think it would produce better result. It will produce better result than just one of it.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Everest. All right. While you were speaking, there's this thing that just keep pondering in my heart. You see, while we were growing up, there was this trend, respect for elders, regardless of whether you were related to them or not. So long you live in a community where there are elders, seeing them alone builds a consciousness around you that if you misbehave, whether they are your parents or not, they will deal with you. They will
deal with you, yeah, very well.
You get. So we grew up with that fear. So now, would you say, Miss Kimbas, would you say the fear for elders was actually an act of respect, or it was just a way that the voices of children were suppressed?
Yes, it was an act of respect.
Oh.
In some cases. Like, I'll give an example. There was a time that I was working. My mom sent me to go and get something. And I passed one uncle like that. Then when we were little, anybody who is senior us now uncle, any person auntie, you understand? So I passed him. I intentionally, I saw him, but I just wanted to escape greeting him. And then he saw me. Then when we were little, if you don't greet any elders, they will call you. They will knock you.
Yes.
They will give you a hot knock in your head.
We had knock and we had conk.
Yes. I don't know if it's conk or knock, but that one sounds.
Knock is like this. Conk is the one that will do cola.
That is the conk. That one. And you cannot go and tell your parents that.
Yes, you can.
Because they will ask you, the first thing they will ask you, what did you do?
Yeah.
You understand? So I feel at the same time, I think that trains us to have respect. For elders, because we already know the consequences of our action if we don't respect them. And at the same time, I know some of us might not want to greet them, want to escape it, because we just feel like, this person get problem. We don't want to greet them. But I feel that gave us the what's it called? The impression to be respectful.
The foundation.
To our elders. Because when you check the generation of nowadays, most children don't even respect elders. They don't even care. They will tell you like what he said. They will be like, okay, freedom of speech. I can just say whatever thing I want to say. Who send you? Who goes you? Stuff like that. I remember around my shop, if I want to send any child right now, I need to just know that I will pay you.
Wow.
I must pay you.
Wow.
When you're coming, and they will tell you the price. So they will tell you until you give me 500. Because if I will not go and come back and you not pay me. But before, it's not like that. You cannot even say no. You must
even if you go and return, they give you gift, you cannot collect.
You cannot collect. You say no, auntie, thank you. Even in your heart, you want to collect it, but you say no, thank you. You understand? So now I just feel like children and now you cannot even send children. hey, because their parents will come. Why are you sending my child?
Yeah.
Why are you sending my child? You know, you born out for me.
True.
Why are you sending my child? So now if you want to send somebody, you need to go and take permission from their parents that you want, just maybe from here to here. Please, I want to tell your child, can she go? Some people will tell you no. I know born and make you the sender.
Yeah.
You understand? So it's not like before. Before there was freedom that you can just send any child, and then I think we had respect for our elders. But now children don't have you person picking go look you eyeball to I go pass you, no go greet you.
True.
You go look you, no go greet you.
True.
So I feel like we are too soft. Our parents of nowadays are soft on their children. Like they feel like, okay, and just do what you want to. And then before they will say, now be one person they train picking.
Yeah, true.
Now everybody. But
True.
now if you touch person picking, a problem.
True.
You are causing chaos. So it's not like before. So I feel like then it was better. Yeah, it was better.
So, Mr. Everest, do you think therapy culture and emphasis on mental health is making children more emotional, intelligent, or more entitled?
In as much as I will not deny the fact that it's going to make them emotionally intelligent, but I think it's making them more emotionally, it's creating that and more of that entitlement than even the emotional intelligence. Reason being, like I said initially, the punishment is not there. You understand? And, because the punishment is not there, especially at their tender age, when they are coming up, like it's not there, in their foundation, you understand? It's not foundational for them, you understand? So, the child feels he can actually do anything he wants to do.
Yeah.
And he can get away with it.
Yeah.
Highest is just the talking. You understand? It's just the talking.
Yeah.
But then, a child is supposed to grow with that kind of perception, or should I say a mindset. You understand that if I do this thing wrong, if I go wrong in this thing or in this, maybe if I do something that is wrong, there should be a proportional punishment.
Yeah.
You understand? To that thing. That's how a brain of a child is designed. You understand? That's how the brain of a child is designed. You understand?
Yeah.
A child doesn't really understand dialogue very well at a tender age. He doesn't understand that one very well. What is registered in his head is, if you do this thing will happen. Yeah. That's why sometimes with our siblings, you say, Mommy say you should not do this thing, you are doing it. If mommy comes, she will beat you. If mommy comes, she will scatter you. You understand?
Yes.
So before you understand, the moment any of us is beginning to deviate, the moment your sibling resound that thing, remind you, if mommy come, I will tell.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
So you know that there is a proportionate punishment for that particular thing. But if it's just the talking, if she come higher, she will just talk to me. You understand? And the child doesn't really, his mind is not built to understand that. So foundationally, punishment should not be taken out of the life of a child.
Sure.
In as much as the talking is also there. You understand? Yeah. So, but then if we only just limit ourselves to just the talking, we are going to produce more children that, are having this kind of entitlement mentality and all of that than even emotionally intelligent people.
Okay. I listen and I think.
Okay.
While you were talking. While you were talking, something just played out in my head.
Okay.
This question is for the both of you.
Okay.
How do we then differentiate between discipline, punishment, right? And maltreatment? Okay?
Yeah.
Because it's no more uncles maltreating nieces and nephews now. No.
How many?
You see parents,
Yeah.
and the mother can take out her anger and vent it on the child, her anger from the father, and vent it. You transfer the aggression to an innocent child. The father, too, out of pain of what the mother did or didn't do, he will vent the anger on the children innocently. So do we see that as a training, or we see that as maltreatment?
Okay.
First of all, before you continue, have you been maltreated before?
I don't think so.
I cannot really. Nothing is really registered in my head right now.
Okay.
Probably I forgot, but I cannot really say whether I've been maltreated.
Have you been maltreated before?
I have, but not from my parents.
Okay, you've stayed with relatives before?
I went for holidays.
Did he carry you go?
I went for holidays, and what happened was, if I want to, my mom told me before I went there. She told me not to go,
You see?
but I just said, okay, they're my family, they're my, I just needed to go because that was third time. Is it third time? I think we have first, second, third. Yeah. Third time break, and it was like 2 months. So I went there. My mom warned me over. I said, let me just go. We are blood, we are family.
Blood.
So when I went there, the woman, if I want to make tea, she will come and measure the milk. She'll be like, check it, like keep up. Stuff like that. And then she will measure. If I used to put 1 spoon of milk, 1 spoon of Milo, but she will reduce it. She will reduce it.
Like a spoon.
Yes, a spoon.
It is
Because normally,
Not Lude.
spoon.
Wow.
It is
And it's not my house.
Yeah.
So I need to.
You, in your mind, you are moderate.
I was moderate. I don't want to overdo. But if she'll come and reduce it, she'll be like, it's too much. I'm still small. I'm not supposed to be drinking this. The tea is too much for me. I'm eating too much. Maybe I'll carry 7 pieces of yam, and then she'll reduce it and say I should eat 4. Stuff like that. And then our daughter told me that if they tell me, say, make I come back to this house again, I will tell them that I will not come again.
Oh.
After they dealt with me. The woman will pack all her clothes and give me. I was just 16 also.
And you will wash?
Tell me to wash. They have a washing machine. She told me not to use the washing machine.
Oh, she laundry.
And she used my hand.
Oh, she laundry woman.
So I washed in fact, the clothes was like if it was all her clothes she gave me.
Wow.
I washed from morning till night with my hands. And there was a washing machine, there was lights.
And when you were done, she accepted the clothes.
She even said I didn't wash it well.
Eh.
She said I didn't wash it well. That I
And
don't
this
know how to
person is
wash.
your blood.
Yes, my mom's eldest brother's wife. That's my uncle's wife.
Okay.
My uncle's wife.
Sir, what's your experience?
Nah, I don't really. I've never.
You
been-
look at Jebo now, so nobody can maltreat you.
Yeah.
Now,
I've
they do
never-
a therapy session.
No, I chop flogging. I chop flogging. I think basically amongst my siblings, I think I even received the flogging more.
Wow.
You understand? Because when I was growing up then, I was very, smart. You understand?
Yeah.
And when a child is growing up, it can be very curious and inquisitive.
Yeah.
You understand? So, growing up, there was this quest to try a lot of things,
Yes,
even
yes.
when you've been told not to do this. You understand? I remember then one experience I would never forget till today. I teased my mom about it. Was when I was in JSS1. I started doing girlfriend and boyfriend of a thing. So she was seeing this sign. Yeah.
Player. Just one.
That was when I think I was 11 years. Yeah. So
11 years.
Yeah, 11 years. Very
that's
well.
crazy.
Yeah, exactly. Because very smart guy, very brilliant.
Bro,
fine
chop
boy.
knuckle.
You understand? So then, she was actually seeing the signs. You understand? So she had stalked me a couple of
maybe
times.
the legend.
You understand? But I did never listen. You understand? And that's why the foolishness is bound in the heart of a child.
Yeah.
I remember when I was, she sent me a love letter.
Oh, the girl.
Yeah. So I was now writing the reply. So when I was writing the
didn't
reply,
know that.
you understand? And then, funnily, I don't know, probably I didn't really see anything wrong with that.
Yeah.
I left it open. I went to do other things. Mom came to sweep.
Oh, yeah.
She saw it.
Oh, God.
Called me. The moment she called me, I saw her holding those papers. That was when it now
It
dawned
dawned
on
on me.
me that more you don't enter.
Your funeral don't come.
I chop intentional punishment that day. Flogging, yeah. She flogged me that day. So after that now called me. So when he called me, he now talked to me, this. And since then, I never had any girlfriend, I cannot really specify, that I had any girlfriend, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, till when I was, I think, 300 level or so.
Okay.
You understand? Yeah. Till then, you understand? So it was not like I was actually traumatized in a way or anything, but it became a deliberate decision at that point. So you understand? So that's why the foolishness is born in the heart of a child. Yeah. Then, so in as much as the punishment, like I said, is very important, there are times that punishment is being administered wrongly.
Yeah. So
Like when I talked about, the smacking of a child, you stone the child, all of these things. These are basically just emotional reaction out of the place of anger. And that's not how punishment is supposed to be administered. You understand? So punishment is supposed to be deliberate. It's supposed to be intentional. I taught for 3 years. So I was the school coordinator and also the form teacher of SS3 students. I remember at the time, because I remember I told you about a teacher I had, Mr. Kambai, that loved to do more of the talking than punishment, so he mentored me. So I picked some of the things he was doing to us. So when I was teaching too, I was doing some of those things because I felt they were very nice and very good. So I was doing more of the talking to my SS3 students then. So I would give them assignment, sometimes they don't do it.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, why didn't you do that? I'll just do the talking. So it was becoming a habit for them.
Yeah.
And I decided to surprise them one time. So when they failed to do the assignment, I had them go out to kneel down. They were still thinking it's a joke, you understand? Because I bond with my students very, very well, that they share even personal stuffs with me. So there's this connection, student-teacher connection very well. So I told them to kneel down outside. So I got this, for some minutes, I got this cane, this Black Maria. So I whipped them on their legs here. So it was like a big shock for them. And they cried, like they felt heartbroken, like Mr. Everest, our form teacher, this kind of thing flogged us. So they cried. So after that, when I left the place, they now got a nail and they are hitting it. They are digging a hole on the ground. They are putting broom that they are tying my destiny. I didn't know about that. So the next day, after the whole experiment, I now came to the class. First thing in the morning, we spoke at length. I spoke to them. I told them a lot of things. Before I understand, they started crying in the class. Yes. So they talk. You understand the dialogue. You see where the dialogue is very important.
Yeah.
So they started crying, and that's when they confessed to me that they tied my destiny yesterday, but they'll go and lose it.
I need a hanky, please. I start crying.
So funny, like since then, I've never had any issue with them as regards their assignments or anything.
Yeah.
So punishment and dialogue, man, is very important. The two should go hand in hand.
Okay.
Yeah, but not maltreating a child. It should be intentional. Yeah.
Okay.
Lastly, if you had to choose a middle ground, what's the best parenting approach for this generation?
It should be discipline and supporting them. Like you discipline your child, and at the same time you draw them close. You understand? Not that some children, they grow up and then they don't have this self-confidence in themselves because of how the experience they have with their parents. Some of them they are traumatized. They're traumatized, and it's very, very bad for children. You understand? So if you're disciplining your child, like I said earlier on, there should be a reason why you are disciplining your child, and you should not go extra. Like, I remember when we were growing up, some parents, if they want to beat their child, they will tie them up.
Yes.
Like my dad did that to my elder brother.
The door.
They will tie he tied him. My dad, I told you.
Oh my God.
Ever since I was a child till now, my dad have never laid his hands on me because my dad hardly beats. But my mom, any small thing, pow, any small thing, pow. But my dad, if he wants to beat you, like I've experienced it with my sister, with my siblings, you understand? He will tie you up and beat you. And I think since that day, he tied my elder brother and beat him up. I don't think my elder brother have ever done anything that would warrant my dad to beat him.
Factory setting.
I think it has.
Factory setting.
Yes. So, but I feel like it's extra. You tying. Some people will even pour their children water and beat them.
Yes,
That's too extra because it traumatized them. You see a child grow up, does not have self-confidence in himself. Like he will just isolate himself from other people. This is how I grew up. My parents did not allow me to go out to mingle with people. So I feel like if you're disciplining your child at the same time, tell them what to do. Like, let them be your best friends so that they can confide in you, they can talk to you and all. Not like you discipline them and make them feel like, okay, this like some people, they are not even close to their parents. They don't have this cordial relationship with their parents. They're always whenever they don't see their father. I have like my neighbor. Whenever if we're watching a movie, that time that's more television. If they watch Super Story or anything, once their father does, everybody, please go. My father is coming, and they'll start shaking and everything. They are traumatized.
Yes.
They're traumatized, and that's very bad. Like my dad, I can be watching a movie and my father will come. We go be like the person who enter room.
You just raise your
Because
head up
we are
and tell you
very,
welcome.
my dad, he built this relationship. Even my mom, we had this relationship with her. They draw the line. We know where the boundary is, where we say if we do something, they will deal with us. But at the same time, we were close. So I feel like if you are disciplining your child, you should have this relationship with them so that they will not be far from you, or they will not have this fear for you. You're their parents.
Let me add to that as well. And it shouldn't also look as if the only time we get to connect with our children is during discipline. You understand?
Yeah.
In as much as you're doing the dialogue and you're punishing the child, whenever the child does anything that is good, is right, please, you should praise him.
Yeah.
You understand? You should appreciate him for doing the good thing as well.
Yeah.
In as much as you would punish him. You understand?
Yes.
So recognizing when the child does something that is good and punishment and dialogue,
Yeah.
these three should walk hand in hand. You understand? And I think if we should put these three things together, I think that's the best. We'll have a balanced approach.
And
Yeah.
I feel, let me add to this. I feel like parents, I don't think people should have a favorite child.
Yes.
Because it affects the children too. Like if you're showing this particular child, I love this one. Sometimes we just get carried away and then we're showing affection to this particular child.
More.
And we forget about the other siblings. I have a friend that told me that her mom hates her. Probably because the mom showed love to her other siblings more than her. She'll come to my house and she'll cry. She'll tell me her mom hates her. But I'll tell her, your mom don't hate me. Don't hate you. Probably because she gets carried away.
Yeah.
And then she show love to your siblings more than you. And she'll say, no, I don't understand this thing. She punish her if there are some things that she will do. The mom will punish her. But if her siblings do it, she will not punish her. So she's telling me that. I said, no. So I think parents should work on that too. Don't show one particular child, okay, I love this, or maybe if your child is doing well and the other one is not doing well, and you'll be praising this one is not better, this one is not good. So I feel like if you're praising your child, you should praise all of them. I think that will encourage them to do better too, because the moment you show affection to one and you are neglecting the other, it will affect them.
Yeah.
And they will grow hatred for you.
Sorry, I know she had said the last question, but this one just popped up. Thank you for speaking to parents on not picking favorites and all of that. But I feel there are children out there who probably might have misunderstood the discipline of their parents and they took it for maltreatment.
Yeah.
And probably there are other children that were disciplined and they felt it was way too much and they are traumatized. They've gone back into their shell. They don't want to relate. They don't want to associate. So I need you to just advise them. Let them know that they can still be who they are supposed to be. The reason I'm saying this is for few of us who had lived from one uncle to another. I think I said it is one of the episodes here. Yeah. We lived from one uncle to one auntie's house. So we have seen all kinds of discipline and all kind of maltreatment. Till date, I still have scars on my body from uncles, and aunties and a lot of that. And funny enough, some of them cannot look at me in the face today. Right? Some of them cannot look at me in the face today. Because they later knew that they intentionally tried to break me. But I was not broken. And this is part of the things that has affected some parents, I meant to say, that you see, because they were treated this way,
Yeah.
they also treat their children or other people's children that same way. So please, quickly, what would be your advice for those kind of people, please?
Well, I think where we have situations like that, it's when there's not a balance between punishment, talking, and recognizing a child when he does something that is right. You get. So when parents actually do more of the punishment alone, you understand, it can result to a child maybe probably thinking he's been maltreated. You understand? Even if the punishment is even intentional, you understand, it's done from the place of love. You understand? When the dialogue or the talking is not done after the punishment, and when there are no records where you recognize the child for doing something that is right, you understand? Yeah. So the only thing I can actually advise in this regard is that in as much as parents are punishing the child, you understand, they should also make it a habit of talking to the child as well. They should also make it a habit of recognizing the good deeds that the child is doing. What it does is that it builds the overall self-esteem of the child. You understand? And he begins to see discipline not from the negative side or negative view. He begins to see it as something that is done out of love. You understand? He begins to see the positive side of discipline. So that's basically my advice in that regard.
I would say that they should discipline their children with emotional support and understanding. Like, for example, like I said earlier, I will still say it again. Like, if you want to discipline your child, you should have a reason why you're disciplining your child. And when you're disciplining your child, as you're disciplining your child, you tell them, this is the reason why I'm doing this, so that you will not turn out to be like this. This is the reason why. And at the same time, you discipline them with love. Yeah. Like you said, some parents will just use anger. And, you're not supposed to do that. When you're angry, don't unleash it on your children. It boils down to everybody. If you're angry, don't unleash it on somebody else, because it's not good. You might just end up giving your child scar and then you will regret it. You understand? And that's why I'm saying that some parents of nowadays, because of how their parents have actually trained them, and that's how they're using that same method on their children, with hatred and or some again they're traumatized. Yes. They are traumatized because of what has happened. They'll be like, okay, this is the right way for me to train my child. If not this way, I'm not going to train my child. And then you don't have love. You're not training your child with love. You're not training with the anger of how your parents raised you. There was no love in the family. There was nothing. You're just doing it because this is how they train you. So I feel like you should have your own method on how you're going to raise your child, with discipline, with understanding. You understand? Yeah. When you discipline your child with one hand, you draw her close, and then with love, you try to talk to the person, get to know that, okay, I'm not like this. It's because you did this thing. That's why I'm disciplining you. Yeah. And all. And
can I add something briefly to that? And parents should also not forget the place of empathy when disciplining a child, when they are, putting in discipline in their children. Now there are certain things that a child would do. Sometimes you have to go back and think, why, what's the reason behind this action or this particular thing that so sometimes when you don't even think this way, and know the reason why the child acted the way he did, you understand, you would not be able to instill or install discipline in the child the right way. So sometimes there is need for you to go back and think when the child did or does anything that is wrong, you understand, you go back and think why the child acted that way sometimes. You understand? Yeah. So it gives you a better approach to handle the child. Yes.
And sometimes again, sorry, when you come from a broken home, yes, like when your parents have they always practice domestic violence in their house and everything. You don't expect a child to grow up and not have this thing in their head that, okay, I'm supposed to, like, there are people, I have friends that will be like, I'm supposed to beat my wife. You understand? Yes. Because I grew up seeing my dad beating my mom, and then my mom stayed. You understand? So most time it boils down to trauma. This thing, it boils down to trauma. So most times when you see children act that way, it's because they are traumatized or what has happened in their family. They grow up with no love, no affection, nothing. So they need healing.
All right. Thank you so much. I believe that every generation has its unique challenge. So whether it is through discipline or through dialogue, the goal should be that we raise responsible, respectful, and mentally balanced children. So thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for joining us, and you did justice to the topic. And to our viewers there, thank you for joining us on the Dream Podcast. The cane may have shaped our lives, but words also have a way of shaping us more better. So let's keep learning, and let's keep building, and let's keep becoming responsible people. Until then, take care of yourself and see you next week. Bye-bye. Bye.